What's up, motorists? Did you miss me? For my first car back, I've been bestowed with something with 201 horsepower, rear wheel drive, and 50-50 weight distribution. What could it be? Well, of course, it's the MG4 EV. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of all our future uploads. Concept cars are usually relegated to the stands of motor shows with wild, striking designs meant to capture the hearts and minds of the adoring public. But unfortunately, with it being a concept car, these are usually not drivable. They have to be rolled on and off the display stands. But once in a while, there comes a car with all the concept car looks, but with all of the real-world drivability. And I think this is one of those cars. Check it out, take a look at this front end. This really aggressive look, this sharp nose, complemented by these headlights, which they have these individual vanes, these kind of pillars of light that swoop down. They have the 3 individual headlight clusters in the assembly, and you can see these black accents that complement the aggressive grille area in the front of the MG. There are even these carbon fiber accents along the front grille area, along the side of the splitter. And look at this, we've got an indentation in the hood, which gives a bit of an indication and a bit of a teaser as to what this car has been built for. Now moving on to the side profile of the MG4, you can see there are a couple of details that really bring the whole package together. For starters, we have the blacked out side mirrors. We have these black accents along the bottom of the car to help make the whole car look sleeker. And of course, you have your quality of life features like the keyless entry. You have these 17-inch rims in this two-tone aero disc design that of course help with the aerodynamics to increase the range. Now if we come back here and you can see over the top of the tail light assembly, you can see that these little lines, these red strings of light on top of the assembly. Now these is not just paint, these are actual lights. Now at the back of the MG4, you can see right up here, you can see that the MG is rocking these interesting twin spoiler designs. And of course, this has been made with aerodynamics in mind. In fact, it's so good that even though this has a rear hatch, it doesn't actually need a rear wiper, because the aerodynamics and the airflow blow all the rain and the dirt and all the dust away. And now you have also this diffuser at the bottom, but all of it together with the wraparound tail lights really makes for a sporty design, especially with how the body lines taper back and end with this protruding tail light assembly. Now, on to my favorite part of every review, the boot. So if I open the electric tailgate, you will see, when it opens, all of the claimed 398 litres of boot space, which is enough for me to climb in and have a little poke around. But if you want to, carry larger items or bring a friend along, you can lower the rear seats to bump that up to 1,177 litres of boot space. So welcome to the back seats of the MG4 EV, and first thing you notice is headroom. It's pretty alright. Legroom is pretty okay. This is my driving position and I still have knee space to spare, and this is because MG have been smart about how they designed this car. Even though it looks like it has a sleek sloping roofline from the outside, it doesn't actually come in as much as you might think. So my headroom's okay. And because they've used ultra slim batteries in the floor of the car, it doesn't really eat into the cabin floor space. So I've got loads of room, even though it's not really an SUV, it's more of a hatchback. So it's a pretty nice place to be. You could easily sit back here for a couple hours or a long drive and have no complaints. So here we are in the front seats of the MG4, and first things first, there is no actual start-stop button or a keyhole or anything of the sort. To start the MG4, you come in with the key. The car knows that you're sitting on the seat. The car knows that the key's in the car. Put your foot on the brake, you turn the little rotary gear shift knob to drive, and off you go. And when you're done, you stop the car, you put it in park, and then you just get out of the car and lock the car and go home. It's weird. It's a bit to get your head around, but I'm sure, it's not any issue at all. Other than that, I have come to appreciate just how spacious this cabin feels with this floor-mounted console and minimal bits and bobs on the dash. You really do get a nice airy feeling inside here that is, gives the sense of more space than it actually might have. The other thing that's pretty decent is the materials used. Now, while undoubtedly it's still very plastic-based, they've put in the effort to at least make sure the major touch points such as the steering wheel, the elbow pads, they're all covered in this squidgy, soft leather material. That makes it that much nicer to be in. Now, tech-wise, MG has actually taken up the task of making their own infotainment system, which I do applaud them for. Check this out. The steering wheel has these two D-pads that, when combined with the shortcut buttons, mean that I can change some of the major things like radio volume or aircon controls without even taking my hands off the wheel. And check this dash out. It's fully digital still. I still get my fully digital gauge cluster, and it's still customizable with a couple of options of what I want to see. Now, all this premium tech isn't just skin deep. This is the first car MG has made to be based on its modular scalable platform. So what that means, it's been designed from the ground up to be an EV. So now let's see how this new platform drives on the road. So the moment you get on the move in the MG4, it's quite easy to get some indication of just how much attention MG have paid to creating a well put together product. It's quiet, and not just because there's no engine, but the level of isolation and insulation from road noise and especially wind noise is really quite impressive. Even at highway speeds of slightly above, there's no buffeting or that you get from wind noise in a lot of other cars. This car has rear-wheel drive as well as 50-50 weight distribution. That's perfect weight distribution. And MG have also fitted the MG4 with suspension that really is quite a jack of all trades. You get a nice cushy ride for when you're driving along normally. It's not as harsh as you get in some EVs, but when you do want to be a bit sportier, the suspension is firm enough that you can tip it into a corner. There's not too much body roll, and you can feel the car dancing around you. Now, as I mentioned briefly at the start, this electric drivetrain puts out 201 horsepower and 250 Newton meters torque. Now, this is enough to get you from 0 to 100 in 7.9 seconds, which isn't super fast, but it's not slow. And it's still more than enough to push your head into the back of the headrest. And what I really truly appreciate is that even at this price point, MG has equipped the MG4 with the full suite of driver assistance and safety features like blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, and it's the addition of features like this that really add to the great value that I really feel the MG4 presents. So to sum up what I think of the MG4 EV, frankly, I think it's quite a well thought out package. You got the sharp, striking, unorthodox looks on the outside, combined with the clean, uncluttered interior. It's got pretty impressive build quality with more than decent wind and road noise insulation. And once you add in the great interior space, the useful features, the good range, fast charging, and a rather inspiring drive, it's easy to see how MG's efforts have really paid off with the MG4. Thank you very much for watching this episode of mReview. As always, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Drive safe, motorists. I'll see you on the next one.
Motorist